Hello, everyone, and we're here for our fourth video in the series. But before you set a single goal for 2026, you need to answer the question, what actually motivates you? Not what motivates other business owners, not what you think you should be motivated by, but what actually puts a fire under you and gets you moving. Today, I want to walk through 9 core motivation factors. By the end of this, you'll know which 2 to 3 drivers you have that you can use to really focus and design your success in 2026. So, first of all, happy holidays. It's almost Christmas. We are 2 days away from Christmas, and actually, this was my mother's birthday. So, happy holidays, and I hope you all are enjoying the preparation stage of getting ready for the holidays. But I wanted to talk about, we are in week 4 of the Reflect, Choose, and Celebrate Challenge, and I wanted to talk about one thing that I think is a really easy one for you to think about over the next week. So it's not a big text, not a big intense one for you to think about during this holiday time, but something to continue to build on the things that we've done. So we've looked at what are we going to do in December to close off the year, and how are we going to do that? We've reflected back on what do we want to continue doing. So week 2, we talked about what do you want to continue doing, what do you want to start doing, and what do you want to leave behind and stop doing in your business. And then last week, we talked about who do you want to be, not who you should be, who other people think you should be, but who do you want to be in your business? And we walked through some examples of that. And today, I want to talk about what motivates you. And it's important to really dive into this because the key thing I know as a coach, and I know as somebody who's been in the industry for a long time, we are all motivated differently. And if you're using a tactic or you're trying to do something that doesn't meet your motivation factors of how you are actually motivated to do work, then you're never going to get behind it. It's going to be hard. It's going to take effort to do it. It doesn't mean that we can't do it, but it's going to take effort to do it. But if you are motivated and you really learn to use your motivation factors and reach out for the things that motivate you, you can really set yourself up for success. And I know from personal experience, because I actually really know my motivating factors and I need to build them into how I do things and what I do. So really it's a fun exercise to think about what motivates you. And I've broken it down into 9 motivating factors. And when you're doing this, when you're listening to the video or you're reading the email that I put out, just think about what are the top motivating factors for you personally. And that's the key of all of what I'm talking about this month. Is setting yourself up for success is actually setting yourself up for who you are, not for somebody else's idea of how you do this. If you aren't into something like even going live, if you're not into doing a live video like I'm doing right now, then why make that part of your plan? If you're not someone who, but if you're someone who loves going live or loves doing something, then put that into your plan. And that concept needs to be throughout. You don't have to be on social media. So one of those things of you should be on social media, you should be doing this and this, which is very prevalent in the online world. You don't have to be doing that. There are other very successful ways to grow your business. So it's about knowing what works for you and really leaning into that and using it as a filter to not accept things that other people are telling you that you should do. So that's one of the core things that I want to talk about. And this whole series of Reflect, Choose, and Celebrate is about looking back and reflecting. We don't need to plan 2026, the next year, immediately. I know that a lot of people push that, but we don't. We have that time. We can lean into it and learn and reflect, and we will have a much stronger year when we do that. So let's get into it. The first of the 9 motivating factors are internal. Are you motivated by your own standards? Are you motivated by whatever you put together? So I actually am at my brother's house right now. One of my nieces is extremely motivated. She does not need, if she puts a schedule together, that is going to motivate her. That is her motivating factor. She does not need any external motivation to get stuff done. It's amazing. Now she's a professor at a university. It suits where she is, but I'm always amazed how disciplined she is when she was studying to get her PhD, how disciplined she is as a professor. And for her, an internal commitment is all that she needs to get motivated and do. So that's number 1. Number 2 is external commitments. You need to tell somebody what you're going to be doing, and that accountability helps you follow through. And this is me. Internal commitments that I'm telling anybody about, yeah, maybe I'll let it slip. I can let it go. I'm not as attached to it. But when I put it externally, when I tell an accountability partner or a friend or someone I'm sharing with that I'm going to do this, this is a prime example, doing these lives and doing this series that I put together for December. It's out there to my list. It's out there to people. So whether no one shows up or everyone shows up, how many people watch it's irrelevant. I have made that commitment externally that I'm going to create these videos and I'm going to give you this content Number one, because I believe it's powerful and that'll lead into another motivating factor, but I've put it out there and I've made that commitment. Had I just said, okay, you're going to go live once a week for December and just made that commitment to myself, I would easily let it slip. Like I said, I'm at my brother's house. It's Christmas. My niece is here. We're about to open presents. We've just had a lovely brunch. But I made this commitment to you to do this. And so that's that external commitment. That is a powerful motivator for me personally. It's if I have to have my number one, it's telling someone else that I'm going to do this. Very different than the internal commitment, where that's a motivating factor. Another one is a challenge. And sorry, I'm at my brother's desk, and when I touch it, it moves my camera. The next one is a challenge, that dare me thing. If somebody dares you to do that, they challenge you to do that, does that light you up? You love proving you can do hard things. Is that one of your motivating factors? Oh, that can't be done. And then, oh, that's a challenge. That can't be done. So I'm going to do something that other people find hard to do. Does that light you up? And that's also one more of my motivating factors. I love a good dare. I love trying to figure something out. So does a dare light you up? Does that give you some of that motivation factor? So think about that. And when you're doing this, we all have multiple motivating factors. It's good to kind of know which ones are higher, which ones we stack, which ones we need to build into our plan. The next one is a belief. Are you motivated by what you believe is right or important? Do your values truly drive your actions? And it doesn't mean if the answer is no, that doesn't mean you don't have values. It doesn't mean that you don't have them, but they don't necessarily drive your actions. On the other hand, I meet and coach people who, if they're not doing what they're doing is not truly aligned to a core value, then they have a difficult time putting the motivation together. Even if it's like pay my taxes, which we all have to do. If that's not motivated to a core value, they have a really difficult time to do that. They get hung up sometimes in what's happening. So is belief a true motivating factor for you? And like I said, it's not that we don't have it. Like I would not put belief as one of my number one motivating factors, even though I have very strong beliefs and I will talk about them. Like I believe women entrepreneurs are what the world needs. And it does motivate me, but not necessarily because of my personal belief. It motivates me for one of the other reasons, which is, are you motivated by people? Are you motivated by helping people? Is that a really strong motivating factor for you? It is for me. So that's where my beliefs align with that motivation, but I'm not motivated by personal beliefs. I am motivated by what people could do when they are empowered to do it and supported in a very unique way. So that's another motivating factor. Are you motivated by needs? And I think we all are at some level. Just practical necessities, right? We need to make money to live. We need to have a house over our heads. And for some people, even though we all know we need that, it's not a motivating factor. And I see, unfortunately, I often coach women who don't have enough of this as a motivating factor. So they're doing, they're motivated by their beliefs, they're motivated by people, but they actually aren't motivated by taking care of themselves and having those needs. So they're struggling financially. They're struggling building their businesses because they're not putting their needs as a motivating factor. And so it's important. Sometimes we need to adjust these and go, yeah, I can see the purpose of this being my motivating factor. The next one is success. Is winning a success motivator for you? So if you've ever done sales, or like true sales where you're working for a corporation, or if you've ever managed a sales team, which I did, they are hugely motivated by winning the deal. So I used to work in high tech. I managed a sales team. They were so motivated by actually winning. Like that is what motivated them. There was a financial motivation because they had financial awards if they won the contract, what multipliers they're called in the sales world. But they were motivated by the game and by the winning. And it was very interesting to manage them. It was a very different experience for me personally to manage people who were motivated by the win. Not necessarily motivated. They weren't motivated by people. They weren't motivated by the internal and external motivators. Primarily, they were motivated by the win, by the challenge, and by their own financial needs. Those were kind of the key three motivators I had when I managed really good, competent salespeople. And that's what you want, right? They're motivated. They want to go out and win. They want to go to the challenge. They want to sell something that no one else has done, bring in a bigger deal than no one else has done. That's that challenge. And they have a personal desire to make money. And really, those are key motivators that really move them forward. And so that's another one, which is money. Financial reward motivates you. So in slightly different than the practical necessities is that financial reward. So I would say the three they had were the financial reward, the need to win, and the challenge. And so think about that. When you get in that world that I was in, when you get a star sales performer, they are amazing people to manage and to work with, because when you know what motivates them and you move towards that, it's just really exciting. So we need to know that for ourselves. And then the last one is curiosity. Are you motivated by wanting to learn, by wanting to know more, by wanting to figure it out? And I see this a lot. In fact, last Thursday, I was on a workshop where the workshop leader was motivated 100% by needing to learn and be an expert in AI, and her desire to help people, her clients, be an extra, have the, not an expert, but her desire to help her clients have the information to be knowledgeable on AI so they didn't get in trouble, but also to use it to move their business forward. And she was motivated by helping, by mainly, I would say, that curiosity fact, that learning, the people, and her money, financial rewards. Her business is very successful. She employs a number of people. But you can see motivation factors when you start looking at how people are behaving and how they are performing. And so the 9 motivation factors are external. Are you motivated by someone else, accountability to someone else, having that accountability factor? Are you motivated internally? You don't need an accountability factor person. You're very good at managing it yourself. Are you motivated by a challenge, when someone dares you or it's just challenging to learn? Are you motivated by your personal beliefs? Do they drive you? Are you motivated by a need of just that practical necessity to get yourself moving? Do you need practicality in there? Are you motivated by success, that sense of I want to win, which is a very important one, like I said, in the sales world? Are you motivated by helping people and helping other people succeed? Is that a prime motivator for you? Are you motivated by money, by your own financial reward? And are you motivated by curiosity, that wanting to learn, that wanting to know more? And think about it. This is a great task for you to do. You don't need to have when you're walking around, driving around, it's a great way to just kind of think about what are those key things that motivate you. Because when you design a business based on those, when you design how you work, how you move forward, and when you're more cognitively aware of them and you're thinking about them, you are going to design a better business. You're going to have more success in your business when you focus on the things that motivate you, that excite you, that light a fire underneath you. So what are your 2 to 3 motivating factors? Mine are definitely external. They are people. And then I would say challenge and curiosity go together. Like I would maybe not as curious as the person I was just mentioning. I haven't rolled up my sleeves and delved in and figured out all of AI, but I love to figure stuff out when there's a problem to be figured out. So for me, my motivation factors are definitely external, money, because we need to make money as business owners, and people, and helping people, with that challenging and curiosity in there as well. So think about them, and how do you translate that into a plan, right? How do you translate that? For me, I seek out, and I always have an accountability partner. I'm very motivated when I have clients. So when I'm working with my clients, I go way over the top to help them, because that's a big motivator for me to make my clients succeed. And it's that external accountability. And I'm motivated when I'm looking at 2026. I mean, all of us, AI is part of our reality. So when I look at 2026 and where I want to drive my business, that's a big question for me. What do I want to learn? How do I want to put this in there? What do I want to add? So this is where I've been thinking in the last couple of days as I plan out my 2026. What do I want to create or have in my business that helps me learn and master is not the right word. Help me learn AI so that I can help my clients use it in the way that's simple and practical for their business, not all the crazy stuff that's out there. And what can I create for my clients or for my future clients that's going to help you use AI in your business in a way that is manageable, that is realistic, but allows you to be you, so that you're not sounding like AI is writing your stuff and doing your stuff. And there's a fine balance in there. So as I look into 2026, I'm thinking, what do I want to do in there? And that's why these motivation factors are so important, because it's going to land on how I put that together and what's going to excite me to do it. Because I could, for those who don't know, my background is an engineer. I have a degree in adult education as well. And I could use that to create an awesome AI course, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it in a way that makes it something that's personal, that I'm designing and helping my clients use AI in a way that makes sense for their business. And I'm already doing it, but how do I do it more purposeful? How do I do it that aligns with my motivation factors so I'm excited about it? And how do I do it so it aligns with my business and what I want to be, which is that bistro business, that kind of unique, quirky business that really helps you step into who you are. So think about it. What are your motivation factors, and how can you use them as a foundation as we move into 2026 and as you plan your success? Build it in, understand what it is. Because if you're like me and you need external motivation and you haven't built in that kind of commitment, that way of having someone else to help you, whether it's a business partner, when you look at my summit, because I have a partner, it's very easy to be motivated. And in my own coaching business, I have always had an accountability partner for the last 20 years. I even formed, for a while, I championed an accountability group. This is like prior to Zoom and all that stuff, where I had my own accountability group with people locally, and we would meet once a month, and there were 4 of us, and we were very particular at how we cultivated that. And it wasn't paid, we just created an accountability group. So think about that. What motivates you? How do you create that? And how do you build it into your plan? And if you want help with it, let me know. This is kind of the core part of my coaching, is really helping my clients understand that so you can build that successful plan. So I have different coaching programs at different levels to do that. But as we go through this process in December of really reflecting, choosing, and celebrating, this is part of that reflecting process. How do you build that into your business to really do that and have your success? So think about that. This is week 4. We have 1 more week. Next week, we're actually going to sit back and dream about 2026. We're going to step out of 2025 and move into 2026 with a really powerful, fun exercise to do the last week of the year. And then in January, we're going to really look at how you can take the pressure off of planning for your year and just relax. It doesn't all have to happen on the first day. Relax into it so that you're creating a plan that really makes sense. And I believe 100% in 90-day planning. I think we need to plan and focus on what's going on and have a rolling 90-day plan is what I call it. And it can start on any day of the week, any day of the month. It's when you're ready and when it makes sense for you. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here, for those who join me live or who watch the replay. And have an amazing holiday for those who celebrate this time of year. I am offline for the rest of the week, and then back next week for a little bit. We have my last live for this will be on December 30th, I think. On Tuesday next week, same time, same place. And yeah, think about your motivation factors. Have fun with it. Nothing stressful this week. And really, if you haven't done week 1, week 2, and week 3, 4, this is 4, 3, go back and listen to them. They're very powerful exercises that you can do. And personally, I do those exercises all the time. What we're talking about this month in December is not just the end of year exercises. They're really powerful to do at any point in time. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday. We will be back next week for the last week of the Reflect, Choose, and Celebrate Challenge. And Merry Christmas to all.